Hey, I'm so blessed and encouraged by your presence with us today. We do sincerely hope that you find this video a blessing and encouragement, so much so that you would like to share it with others.
And again, Jesus has invested 3 years with these 12 guys. He loves them. He's getting ready to return to his Father in heaven, and these are his farewell instructions. And when someone is sharing their last words with you, when you know this is the last message that he will say to me before he dies, you really want to focus and pay attention, right? So Jesus takes them to a private room, what we affectionately refer to as the upper room, where they celebrate Passover, that which we know today as Holy Communion. And it's in this intimate environment with those he loves the most that Jesus starts this conversation, John 13:1. It was just before the Passover feast. Jesus knew that the time had come for him to leave this world and go to the Father. In other words, he knows he's about to die on the cross. Having loved his own who were in the world, meaning the disciples, he now showed them the full extent of his love. So what he's about to say in chapters 13 through 16 will reveal the full extent of God's love for them and, by extension, us. It says he got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, and wrapped a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that was wrapped around him. Can you feel it? This is an incredibly intense, intimate scene, and here in this intimate setting, Jesus does the most unorthodox, unexpected thing, the most out of character thing. Jesus, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the Creator of the universe, the Son of God himself, wraps a towel around his waist, gets on his hands and knees, and begins to wash the filthy feet of the disciples one at a time, and they are shocked. Yes, foot washing is a common custom, but foot washing is commonly done by the lowliest of low servants, not by the master. Peter knows this. The story always gets interesting when Peter shows up. It says he came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Subtext, "No way, Jose." Jesus replied, "You don't realize now what I'm doing, but later you will understand." And you already know this, don't you? You already know that it happens today. We don't always understand what Jesus is doing in our life in the present moment. We don't always perceive what Jesus is doing presently. It's often in retrospect, looking back, that we're able to see a broader context and we go, "Oh, that's what you were doing. Now I get it." We say hindsight is 20/20. I think the same thing is true spiritually speaking. Okay, Jesus tells Peter, "You don't understand now, but you will later." Now here's Peter for you. "No, Lord," Peter said, "you shall never wash my feet." Peter says, "No way, not going to happen. You're the Lord, Lord." Jesus answered, "Unless I wash your feet, you have no part of me." "Then, Lord," Simon Peter said, "not just my feet, but my hands and my head as well." I love this guy. He's like, just give me a bath, Lord. If this is how it works, bring on the bath bombs, the rubber duckies. Let's do this right. Bathe me, Jesus. Just bathe me from the top of my head to the tips of my toes. Come on, Lord, I'm all in. I love this guy. He goes from no way to all the way in a microsecond. He's all in. Jesus answered with a smile, no doubt. A person who's had a bath needs only to wash his feet, His whole body is clean. When he finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes and returned to his place. Do you understand what I've done for you? Jesus asked them. You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that's what I am. I am the Lord, I am your teacher. But now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, so also you should wash one another's feet. I have set the example that you should do as I have done for you. Jesus is painting this beautiful, intimate portrait of what it looks like to love one another, to serve one another without regard to what position you hold in the org chart, what your rank is, what your social standing is. Because Jesus, in this context, Jesus knows that these men will soon be absolutely devastated by his death. They will be in shock and overwhelmed by grief, wanting with all their being to scream out, it's not supposed to happen like this. He knows they're going to be very, very confused. And so there in the upper room, free from distractions, he says, guys, you need to love each other as I have loved you. You need to serve each other as I have served you. And I know this is confusing, so I'm giving you this small example. But it won't be long before I demonstrate to you the ultimate example. And it's going to be confusing, it's going to be scary, and you guys need to hang in there because we're in this together. And then the rest of chapter 13, Jesus continues to emphasize the significance and the importance of loving each other. Love one another. Because he says, you're getting ready to go through some of the toughest times you've ever seen, and I want you to love each other, and I want you to serve each other.
Hey, thanks for watching yet another episode. We're so glad that you were with us. If this was a blessing to you, please feel free to share it with others so that they can feel blessed as well. Thanks again, and God bless.